guys, welcome to my video log for week 30 of my pregnancy. Woo. It is really happening now. Like, I feel so pregnant, and it's great. I mean, I just feel like we're getting there. Like, I'm getting really excited already I feel like it's just right around the corner. I know I still have like 8 to 10 weeks, but well, of course I'm late on doing this, so I'm already 31 weeks and some days. So, but anyway, it's really counting down, and I'm excited. I just put my son to bed, and it takes a long time for me to get him to sleep. Look at this thing. Oh my God. It takes me so long to get him to sleep. So I'm literally falling asleep while I'm like making up stories or reading stories to him. And I'm really hoping I can get that sorted before the baby comes, like lessen the length of time it takes to get him to fall asleep, or like be able to get him. I have to wait until he is asleep before I can leave the room. So it would be ideal if he could be like, okay, good night, Mom. I could leave and he could fall asleep on his own. So on that note, I just would say that I'm probably going to do things a little differently with this child, by necessity, but also because I've just made it so difficult on myself over the years, the last 3 years. Yeah. Since I began this pregnancy and started this log, we've stopped breastfeeding, so that's kind of cool. That was something I thought was coming during the whole quarantine situation. But I also kind of thought like maybe it would be like when he's 3. Originally, I wanted to quit by 2.5, but here we are. He'll be 3 this month, at the end of this month, and we're done. 3 years almost of breastfeeding, and now I have 8 weeks off. My husband was like, enjoy it. Yeah, so I will. I'm going to enjoy these next 8 weeks of not breastfeeding until the next, I don't know, I'll probably do it at least 2 years to be real. Like, I don't hate it at all, and it's so good for them, and it's good for us. I know it's not so easy for every person. It's probably not easy for anybody. Like, it's difficult. There's some things that are easier, less bottles to wash and things to mix and such, but look, fed is best. So, whatever your plans are and whatever the reality is, as long as your baby is fed, that's number one. So just keep that in mind, because I know there's so much pressure around everything when becoming a parent. So that's my little tidbit on that. Okay, so what else? What's happened this week? Well, one thing is that I was a little concerned that I was drinking too much caffeine, because I have 1 serving of matcha most days. So I looked that up, and it turns out, no, not even close. They say have less than 150 milligrams of caffeine per day, and 1 serving of matcha has 70 milligrams of caffeine, and so not really close to the limit. And I don't have a lot of caffeine in other things, although I eat some dark chocolate. I love it. I think I mentioned that last week. I'm trying to have more like fruit, especially dried mango. My video cut off. My phone is so full of videos and photos, and I ran out of storage space. Yeah, anticipate that whenever you have a kid. So I just thought I'd pick up where I left off, because that was 2 days ago when I was filming that. So I'm sorry that this is probably really weird. But anyway, I'm back, and I'm still talking about week 30 of my pregnancy, And one thing that I wanted to talk about from this week of pregnancy was that I finally had acupuncture, and that was so cool. Let me be honest. I was feeling pretty down. I probably was depressed for a couple of days, like really, really down. Just, not finding joy in the normal things and just stressed and just not feeling very good. So I was not my best self, and I knew I needed to do something. So I went and got acupuncture, and I have been seeing the same acupuncturist for like 9 years, and I absolutely love him. He's on the podcast. His name is Paul, and episode 8 or 9, the shamanic experience. So check that out. He's amazing. And he really helped me, mainly just because it was like a place where I could really, I don't know mainly, I can't say mainly, but I think large part of it was that I was in a place where I could just like release all my emotions, and I cried and talked to him about what I was feeling and stuff, and he just gave me these great spiritual insights about how we have the power to see things differently. And that made a big difference for me, because I thought, yeah, I'm looking at this thing this way, but I can see it differently. I can look at it in a different way. And also to ask myself, what is this experience trying to teach me? Because life is happening for you. So what is the lesson that you're meant to learn in this experience, in this challenge, in this struggle? So when I started looking at things that way, and I released a lot, like a cathartic cry, I felt instantly better. Another thing he told me to ask myself was, what can I do for self-care today? Every day I should ask myself, what can I do to take care of myself today? So I've been doing that, and sometimes it's exercise, sometimes it's take a shower, sometimes it's take a nap, sometimes it's, the other day I painted, that was really nice. I used to do that a lot, so it's that kind of thing. Take a walk, go to the plant store, I love to do that. So getting acupuncture and my session with my acupuncturist was really huge, and I feel like 120% better. And I did immediately, like, I felt like I did see things differently. Like, I literally opened my shades the next morning and looked out the window, and maybe it was just a particularly beautiful morning, but I really could see it and appreciate it. So that was major. Felt much more connected to my husband, had a big talk with him, because I was blaming him for a lot of the ways that I felt, because we tend to do that, don't we? We tend to put the blame on someone else, that they're not doing this, they're not doing that. And we had a nice talk, and we connected a lot, and since then we've been, at like our peak closeness, like everything has ebbs and flows, right? And after some good communication, we are like at like our most connected and our most in love, and that's really beautiful, especially during pregnancy. I mean, anytime, but during a pandemic and pregnancy, and like, our business is closed, and there's plenty of things to be stressful about, to be able to connect and love each other, so big. It's just so wonderful. So those things really helped me, and we did needles too, and that was nice. But really, it was like those things. How can I see things differently? Or just knowing that I can see things differently. Then it was, what is this experience trying to teach me? because life is always trying to teach you so you can evolve, and it's all happening for you. So what is this experience trying to teach me, and what can I do for myself today? What kind of self-care? Every day, do a little something for you. So those were my big takeaways from my session with my acupuncturist, Mr. Paul, and I loved it, and that was really the biggest thing that happened this week. And I wanted to share that with you because it was both. I was having a really hard time, and I got out of it, and it was through these steps. And yeah, I told my midwife about it, which I will talk to you about in the next episode because that happened at 31 weeks. So, but yeah, she was obviously concerned that I said I was having feelings of depression, and we got into that, and you have to be honest about that and open. And look, it's fine. Like, I'm not gonna hurt myself or anybody, and it's not like that. It's just really low feelings, and for me, it's kind of happens sometimes. Go up and down, and it's just really difficult. There's a lot going on in the world right now. A lot. This is 2020. I hope you're watching this from far in the future, and we're in a nice phase of humanity because this is a really challenging one. So yeah, I just wanted to share and be very real. And if you have those feelings, don't be ashamed. And, let people know. People are here to help you. Show you my bump. Big and round. That's me. So, okay, guys. I'll catch you next week. Peace and love. Thank you for watching. Bye.